It is 9:01 somewhere. Welcome to Hopular Mechanics. I am your host and your hero, Kevin Cerrito, and I'm joined by my co-host. Here he comes from the Madison Growler Shop, Ed Cash Saver on Madison Avenue. He is Taylor James, the Memphis beer guy.
Going on, Kevin? You doing okay?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? You got a new microphone and everything.
I'm doing. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. We're making the fancy, trying to make the setup a little bit fancier and make myself sound a little bit better than I normally do.
So slowly but surely we are getting there.
Yeah,
for sure. Welcome to Hopular Mechanics. This is great for those who missed last week. We did the virtual Memphis Beer Fest nightcap recap, in which you announced that this was going to be happening, which we're going to be joining you weekly around 9:01 on Wednesday nights to enjoy a beverage on Hump Day, right?
Yeah, man. No, man. Hey, middle of the week. You've made it this far. We've got we'll get you over it and get you ramped up, ready for the rest of your week and into your weekend. And try some delicious beers, talk about beer, have fun along the way.
Yeah, and be joined by some notable Memphians as well. Very excited about doing this with you as we get this journey underway here today. Let's see what. Where are we streaming at? We are streaming everywhere as far as. On Facebook, we are on the Madison Growler page on Facebook, or on the Cerrito Entertainment page, as well as the virtual Memphis Beer Fest page. So shout out to anybody who's watching over on Facebook. We're also streaming on Twitter, which is also Periscope, and we're on Twitch tonight. We should be on Twitch. Twitch is having
I got as a follower of the Cerrito Entertainment Twitch channel, I did get the notification. So yeah, so if you're a fan of Twitch, we're on there too.
And we're on YouTube as well. And tonight's beverage, can't wait to talk about it. It is a Memphis Made beer tonight that we will be having a live tasting of. All the drinks we'll be sampling on this program will be available at the Madison Growler and Bottle Shop. And most of them also available at the High Point Grocery as well, right?
Most of them will be there as well. So yeah, whether, kind of wherever you're at, you're easy to get to us, and you can grab the beer that we're drinking here.
And just let us know if wherever you're watching, join in the chat or the comments, whatever is applicable to your page. If you have any questions or anything you want to interact, we will be checking those throughout. So tonight is a Memphis Made beer. So of course we've got to be joined live via satellite to the Memphis Made tap room, where Garrett Metz is going to join us. You might recognize him as the guy. You may not recognize him since he's not sitting next to Taylor on a couch for 4 hours, like at the virtual Memphis Beer Festival. Garrett, but you recognize that scenery? Oh my goodness, it's a sight for sore eyes. I miss being up there at the Memphis Made tap room, which is open again, right, Garrett?
Yeah, we don't miss you, but yes, we are open Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday till 7 o'clock, from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday, 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock on Friday, and 1 o'clock, 10 o'clock Saturday, 1 to 7 on Sunday. And we are very happy to be open and got things spaced out here. Plenty of hand sanitizer. Must wear your mask unless you're sitting down enjoying a nice cold Memphis Made beverage.
And the outside is great too. I went up there on Friday after work. Garrett and I met up, and we went out to the secret garden kind of that they built down there in the parking lot. Everything's spaced out, felt very safe down there. Everything's being done properly there. So it was not, it was great to go have a beer at a tap room and feel safe about it as well.
The secret garden? What? I've not.
I'm sure everyone knows where the I Love Memphis mural is in front of our brewery. So basically, we had a giant parking lot that we used for grain bins, our van, our work truck, and when it was nicer outside for hooping, when we go out there and play basketball. But we've converted it into this secret beer garden. So it's huge out there. So we have plenty of tables, got music out there. Not live music yet, hopefully one day. And it took us a couple of days to build it and get it ready and everything like that. But it's awesome. I mean, it's great scenery. Like I said, everything's spaced out enough to where you feel safe. You feel, fine sitting there having a couple of beers with your friends. And yeah.
Sure.
Check it out.
So not live music, but you could be tuned in to 98.1 The Max, right?
You could be. Wow, I'm give you credit for that. That was a good
He's a professional, Garrett. That's why I got him. He's all professional. He knows how to do all this.
Tonight's beer, Taylor, tell us what you know about it. Obviously, we have Garrett here who's been hands-on in the process, but it is a Memphis Made beverage, the Alt Radio.
So earlier this year, Memphis Made did a special run of fireside cans with 98.1, correct, Garrett? Isn't that correct? I'm not wrong there.
Correct.
And so that was just a special label for a can, but now we've got a special beer inside of the can. So Alt Radio. So this is the first time this beer has been available, and it's your beer drinking goes to a good cause, benefiting the 98.1 The Max Radiothon that benefits the Ronald McDonald House. So very excited. We were able to grab this beer right when it came out to get it at Madison Growler, got it at High Point Grocery as well. It's still there now, so make sure you go after or tomorrow, I guess, because
it's getting late.
Both of them. I'll let Garrett tell them a little bit more of the details of the actual beer itself.
Garrett, we will get to that in a second, but I got to tell you, when I think of 98.1 The Max, there's one person I think of these days, and that is Jarman, Chris Jarman, the Jar of now Danny and the Jar, and Jarman is joining us live for this beer tasting Alt Radio. Jar, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, I can, man. You've got a setup going now.
Yes, forgive me. As I told you, I took a nap, so I look like death. Forgive me, but I'm good now.
You and Danny are officially on in the mornings now on 98.1 The Max.
Right. Yes, we moved to mornings about 3 months ago, so that alarm goes off here in about 6 hours. That's always fun.
Well, thank you for joining us. We had to have you here, Jar, because it's a big deal, because I know you've been associated with this radiothon for quite some time. I don't know if all 30 years, I don't think, but this is the 30th anniversary. Is that correct?
Yes, it's the 30th anniversary of the radiothon. You say, I doubt you've been part of the 30 years, but I joined the Wake Up crew back in around 92. So I think this total, hang on one second. Let me get my,
get the calculator. You've almost been, yeah.
22. I think I missed I think I was a part of year 3. So yeah, these guys, awesome. The Wake Up crew, Bev and Bad Dogs started 30 years ago, even before the house was even built. I mean, they started the radiothon before the house was built. And ironically, back when smoking was a social event, they had the radiothon mostly just to build a smoking room for family members to go to, just be able to take a minute and go away. But now it looks like a community college over there at Alabama and Denny Thomas.
So awesome. So this beer, Memphis Made, collaborating with 98.1 The Max. What do you know about it, Jarman?
I know that, let's see, I'm not going to show you how many cans that I have, but
that's why that nap was so good. Okay. So it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yes, Taylor, but actually, no, I went and bought some, then laid down, but yeah, I bought a 6-pack on Friday, And I'll be honest, I'm not a beer guy. I mean, from Michelob Ultra all the way to all of these craft beers, but we had our label on the Fireside cans earlier this summer to support all of our uh, waiters and waitresses and bartenders for that fun. But this year now it's a fall and winter spice. And I'm like I said, I'm not a craft guy, but man, this thing is mighty tasty. It's definitely a fall and winter taste with like nutmeg and cinnamon. Have the rest of you tried it, Garrett and Taylor?
I actually this is my first time trying it. I wanted to kind of go in.
Have you opened it yet?
We were gonna do it for this, so I'm like, okay, so a little.
So we're gonna have our live tasting. Of course, I have not had it either. Taylor, I don't know how you do your job that you do, where you're around all these beers all day and like the new awesome looking cans come in and you're like, how do I not drink
I tried
this?
to have it on tap at Memphis Made on Friday.
True.
It wasn't on tap, so
98.1 the max on the side of the can, 30th anniversary radiothon. And it's called Alt Radio. So
wonderful. Oh, that is really nice.
The can says brewed, of course, with spices. We got 4.9 alcohol content here. The
hey, Garrett.
Get to Garrett. Yes, I want to know some more about Alt Radio, like the name and the type of beer, all of this stuff. Explain it to those of us who are not as familiar.
Is this similar to Red Hand? Is this like similar to the Red Handed recipe at all?
Not exactly. So it's the same style, right? So Red Handed chicory, which divided. I mean, you either love chicory or you hate it. Thankfully, Red Handed was more subtle chicory, which I believe this also the spices, nutmeg essentially is also subtle as well. But yeah, I mean they're a little bit different malt bill. The hops were different. Alt Radio is all Hercules hops, and then it's majority pale malt Munich or pale chocolate Munich and wheat. So alt beer, I mean Taylor knows, I'm educate the world. Just German for old beer. It's one of my favorite styles because it's just super balanced, right? So it's a good mixture of fruitiness from the hops, but then super caramelly, just super malty, easy drinking. It's not a malt bomb like a Fireside would be. Like I said, very well balanced. Like Red Handed was my favorite alt beer that we ever made. Now Alt Radio is my favorite alt beer. One of the best reviews I got was I dropped a sample off to the P&H Cafe, which should be everyone's favorite dive bar to go to in town. And
they still have a smoking section, Jarman. They still got a smoking section there at the P&H.
The owner, after I dropped the sample off about an hour later and says, tastes like Christmas. So it's a little seasonally off, but he's not far off from the profile that you would associate with.
I was thinking more Thanksgiving to me. It does say, I don't know. Let me, Taylor, what holiday is this to you?
Well, I mean, I do agree with you on that Thanksgiving. I would say it's that time right after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, when you're just kind of in a holiday, kind of like you're working up to it. It's like you're almost ready for Christmas, but you're not one of those people that likes to forget about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
This is a Black Friday drink. A Black Friday, perfect for Black Friday.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. Football Thursday afternoon. Football on Thanksgiving Day. That's when I'm drinking this.
It really is going to complement the holidays. I mean, it is a holiday. Can you think of what holiday does it make you think of, Chris?
Oh no! As soon as I tasted it, it was more Thanksgiving. I agree, but I mean, I think Garrett, the chocolate is what I was missing, as you just said. I thought I tasted cinnamon. I knew I tasted nutmeg, but chocolate. What did you say it was?
Chocolate malt. It's not actual chocolate.
Right. Okay.
It's the least of the three main ones that are in it. But it definitely can take some of that up to it. But yeah, so basically we add nutmeg extract to it. So that's that spice that you're getting when you taste it. And aromatically is one of my favorite beers that we've done. Nose on it.
No, yeah, like right when I cracked the can open, it was just like, oh, that is really nice. And then it just poured in the glass, it opens up, and just that is a wonderful aroma on it. And you had mentioned it's not just a malt bomb, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, it's kind of a darker beer. But if you take a look, I mean, it is perfectly clear, and I mean perfectly filtered, and it is really well balanced. There's enough hop to it that it adds that bitterness just to help cut through on the back end, so it's really nice and clean and lets those spices shine really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as the same color as the Fireside, as I said, that we had earlier this year. Well, that thing whipped my tail. We had to do we had to do a video a day for those things, and man, by 4 o'clock I was already napping by then. Whew.
Jarman, you should have tried some of the super mega fun that we had for the virtual beer fest. It was a 10% hard seltzer.
Ooh, so Garrett, is that the lime seltzer next to the Fireside?
No, so that's fun. Our regular hard seltzer.
Oh yes,
lime
okay.
seltzer. He asked if it was the lime seltzer.
He asked if that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Okay. No. Yeah, because I had that earlier this year. Once again, no offense to you. We appreciate you, the station, and Ajax for helping us out with our radiothon for the Ronald McDonald House of Memphis. But I found the seltzer this summer, and it is fantastic. Hey, Garrett, let me ask you. I bought it at Yorkshire Liquors, and they weren't familiar with what fun meant. Have you ever expressed what fun means?
Have ever what?
Have you ever expressed what fun means?
Is it an acronym by chance?
Maybe.
It's if you know type thing.
I will. Yeah,
Kevin, do you not know?
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. And that's part of the experience. Like whenever we get back to normal, I'm hosting bingo at Memphis Made. Like full disclosure, yes, many people do know that I lean towards a Memphis Made bias. I spend so many days of my life up there. But Friday night bingo, I will tell you. So whenever we get back going, whenever bingo's back at Memphis Made, I will tell you there. But I don't know if we can do it live here on the internet. If I'm allowed to even hint towards what it could possibly stand for. But if you see me on the street. If you become a Cerrito Entertainment patron, I'll let you know.
There are a couple beers that have some of those meanings. Where the rep will like kind of tell you the story kind of behind it. Memphis Made has a couple of those beers. It's always fun. I always like knowing that, and we all kind of know, and it's like, hey, if you know, you're part of the crew, and we
part of the crew. Yeah.
So what, Garrett or Jarman, either one of y'all can answer this. So what is this? This beer is how. Catnap, was there a more connection with that name? I love Catnap. Like the beer is how far as the purchasing of the beer, and there's money is going to go to the Ronald McDonald House, or how is that working?
Yeah, so
go ahead, Garrett.
Ace from Ajax and us goes towards the radiothon. So percentage whenever an account buys it, basically part of that money is going towards that, split between us and our wonderful distributor Ajax, distributing in Memphis.
A fine partner that I like to work with. And that's why I told somebody yesterday, I was like, hey, they were looking for a beer they haven't tried before, and I pointed to this one. Well, this beer hadn't been made before. Here's a new one for you. And that when you buy it, you are helping out, because the more y'all buy, the more I get to buy, which means the more they get to make and sell. So it really is. It's all of us working together to sell this beer and raise good money for a really great cause right now.
And
you can't really, and our radiothon is going to be like everything else in life right now, virtually. So you can, as Kevin has posted, you can go to Radiothon Memphis. to find ways to donate. But just as Garrett said, buying the beer itself is helping to donate. But the house is just an amazing place. These are kids and families that sometimes just have to drop their lives because they have the size of a tumor of a softball in their head, in their leg, or anything. And I don't know if any of you have kids, but just imagine waking up tomorrow. And what's so crazy, here's one of the things being involved in the radiothon. Like a kid can like bump his leg up against a bedpost. That's how they found out that their child had cancer. He bumped his leg on a bedpost, and they had to go to Memphis, Tennessee immediately, with having no idea where they were going to stay, how much money they were going to need, and of course with St. Jude and the Ronald McDonald House, those are both free. So just remember that when you're enjoying your tasty alt radio. So, and we appreciate Garrett. We appreciate you guys and Ajax. And alt beer means old beer in German.
Yes, and it's more so. It goes deeper than that, but yes, essentially that's what alt beer means.
Gotcha. Because as I said, not being part of the craft beer, I was like, I'm not quite sure what alt beer means, but just go to alt radio. And there
educate. Didn't hear a single thing you just said.
I don't.
Garrett, we have no idea what you said. He's just over there just talking to himself. It's fine. Jarman, if do you what do you enjoy drinking? If it's not beer, that's cool. What is your? I say, hey, you want to drink? What do you order? What's your go-to?
Well, Kevin and I did a trivia earlier this year, and it's a fine man down in Texas called Tito. Yeah. But Garrett's probably familiar with our midday guy, Ross Turner. He loves the P&H. He loves the Memphis Made. And he loves the Ajax. And you can find it at Cash Saver and all your other grocers and convenience stores.
We don't want to keep you up much longer, Jarman, because you do have to wake up in just a couple hours.
Hey, trust me, you had to wake me up, and I feel fine now after a 2-hour nap.
Recharged, refreshed, ready to go.
What type of beers would they serve if you ever decided to open up the West Memphis Made Brewing Company?
Let's see. You would have to have a Greyhound theme. Help me here, Garrett. We're talking about dog track and the casino.
Is it Memphis Made is now available in Arkansas, Garrett?
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's in Mississippi, though.
Correct.
So eventually we'll be getting across the bridge over there at the dog track. You will eventually be able to go. So right now, Jarman, you have an opportunity to open up West Memphis Made Brewing Company.
Or you could just, I guess open up the brewery, that's fine. But if you want to buy Memphis Made beer, if you're in West Memphis, you could just drive across the bridge, a short drive over to the Cash Saver on Madison Avenue, 1620 Madison Avenue. We'll go inside and buy the beer from me and support me.
Yes.
Support the Ronald McDonald House and support me as well. You're doing a lot of good things when you go buy your beer there.
Yeah. Yes, Taylor. I lived right there at Madison and Belvedere, and you guys opened up not long after I left, but I still started going by there. And like you said, for folks in West Memphis, there's been plenty of times I've woken up there on a Sunday and just driven across the bridge and driven back. It's not that long of a drive.
There you go. You heard it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Jarman, the unofficial mayor of West Memphis, for those.
I'm the governor of Jarkansas, sir. Governor of Jarkansas.
You go so 6 to 10 every morning is Danny in the Jar now on your walk to the other room of your house to go to work. Tune in while you work to Danny in the Jar, because your boss isn't going to walk in. You'll be at your house. So are you doing it? Are you doing it from your house right now? Where are you doing? Are you doing it remote, or y'all?
Yeah, Danny is doing it live from her house like the rest of America, but I only live about a mile and a half that way from the station here. at Poplar and 240 area.
All right, so you will go into there. All right, so before any other thoughts, Taylor, on this beer here that we were tasting again today? I mean, obviously it's for a good cause and it is delicious, and it's something that you're going to be able to pick up and enjoy really throughout the holiday season. It's got that nice red. You probably should have. From the conversation, we should have gone all in on the just have it red and green. There should have been green on it.
Well,
just
hey,
make it the
look,
Christmas tree.
Thanksgiving is a holiday too, and it
It
gets
is.
overlooked too much. Okay. So no,
Are these the Thanksgiving colors, like red with
a little bit. It's got
It
some,
feels
your little cornucopia thing you got on your table. No, I think Memphis Made you always crushes beer. I think they nailed it here as well. Drew and his team, Adam and them, did a really great job on this one, and I love that they are not just making a seasonal throw out there and go, okay, yeah, here's a seasonal. There's a meaning behind it. There's a reason for it. It's not just, oh, let's just put another beer out there. There is a really good reason to make this beer, and working with another local company in 98.1. I love it. I think they, from the concept of the beer to the actual liquid itself, I think they did an absolutely wonderful job, and excited to get to sell a little bit of it for them.
Yeah, and Garrett, as Taylor said, it doesn't matter which holiday it is. You can drink it the whole time, but it's just, as I said, I'm not a craft beer guy, but I went through the first 6-pack in like 2 days, and that's not me at all. So you guys hit it on the nail.
Garrett, was there another option? Alt radio, it's a good name, so that makes sense. The time of year, obviously, when you're going to the Ronald McDonald House, it's going to be a fall beverage of some sort, because that's when the radiothon is going to be. Were y'all considering anything else, or when y'all were coming up with this is what the beer is, that this is the fit, because it is a perfect fit?
It's funny you say that, because Adam, our head brewer, he'll appreciate that I get to say this out into the world. Originally, we were going to do an all with chai, and he wanted to call it Cobra Chai. The big Cobra Chai kid.
That's fantastic. See now somebody's going to take that. Somebody's going to watch this, and somebody's going to take that. So he better make a beer using chai and use that name.
For God, it's West Memphis Made Brewing that takes that.
There we go. West Memphis Made's flagship beer. It's Cobra Chai. That's what it is.
But Garrett, the reason I had the look on my face is Danny is a Karate Kid freak. She was the first one to get on the Cobra Kai. She got it. Where were they first before Netflix? Amazon, or no, YouTube TV. She signed on YouTube TV because she was so excited, and it is so funny and bad that it's good.
That's the review that I've heard most of the time.
Hey, it got renewed for like a 4th season, so they're doing
it's on a roll.
Something right, Awesome.
All right. Well, before we wrap up here, let's get this. We want to talk a little beer news real fast. Some what we're calling it big ass beer news.
Garrett, it wasn't my idea.
Hey, check this out. So there's a can shortage. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a big can shortage going on. Is this beer available at all? Is Cigar City still in Memphis? I know it was in Memphis for a second, Taylor.
Yeah, some of their beer is available. I haven't seen this one come through just yet. This is their new low-cal IPA that they're doing. But a few Cigar City beers still available. Of course, Cigar City, part of the Canarchy group now, with Oscar Blues, Perrin Brewing, Squatters and Wasatch. There's a few that have all come together, kind of formed.
So they have
kind of a craft super group, if you will.
Like it's an alliance, but it's not they aren't owned by the same people.
Yeah, it's Dale, who owns Oscar Blues.
He now owns Cigar City.
He owns it now. Yeah. So he teamed up with I think it was like Firestone Capital investment firm. Anyway, they kind of teamed up and got a bunch of breweries to come together, just to have a little bit more brewing power, buying power, and as larger breweries like Anheuser-Busch and Molson Coors have been buying up craft breweries. Instead of that, the craft breweries came together. So really interesting thing. But yeah, there is a can shortage right now. If you're not aware, aluminum is a little hard to come by right now. And so what Cigar City is doing is they are repurposing Oscar Blues cans that aren't needed right now for their beer. So because that's the cans they can get their hands on. And it's affecting, not just affecting some craft breweries, it's affecting even Coors, who in Golden, Colorado, they have a Ball can factory on their campus. They are having shortages of cans. Coca-Cola, who is the largest buyer of aluminum cans in the world, is having trouble getting cans. It's a little bit of a mess right now. I've actually been told that there are a couple beers coming out early next year that you would normally get in a can. They're going to be in bottles because they cannot secure a can contract. And that may be something folks don't know about. You can't just like go online, click add to cart, and have some cans show up. These are contracts that you have to sign. And right now, I know one of the I was talking with somebody there. It's like a 16-week lead time on trying to order cans right now, which is ridiculous. That would have never happened previously. So
the can that I was showing here was of course High Lie is a fantastic IPA from Cigar City down there in Tampa, and as Taylor explained to me, which I had no idea, is now they're in the same like ownership group. They're the new like Yum brands of beer, and so Dale's now has so they're taking old Dale's cans, which you can get Dale's at Cash Saver, right?
Yes, you can.
And covering it for their new High Low, which is a good name. It's not a sport, but it's a good name of a beer. So they're having to repurpose those. Do we know, Garrett, how is the can shortage? Is it hitting Memphis? Are we having issues? Is that something y'all have talked about going forward? Because Memphis Made's been only canning for about 2 years now, huh?
Yeah. So with the size that we are, we have not been affected by it yet. As Taylor said, a lot of those bigger places are having an issue because the contracts they have, they're demanding so many more cans than we would as a small, local brewery. So it has not affected us yet, and if it does, we will meet that when it comes to us. But as of right now, there's no worry of Memphis Made beer shortage.
Hey, Taylor, is there a chance? So you were talking about breweries going back to bottles. I mean, Ghost River just went back to their tree logo. They debuted it at the virtual Memphis Beer Fest. Or they go back to bottles as well to go all in on the retro.
Obviously having to go back, change your entire package. Obviously it's a last case scenario, and hopefully they're that they're on a small enough scale that they're okay on getting cans. The one that I'm specifically thinking of is a larger national craft brewery. So hopefully it's just, a few of those kind of random releases from larger breweries. And hopefully our local breweries, local partners here in town aren't going to have to deal with that, because it is not fun to try to figure all that out.
Can versus bottle, Jar, what's the best?
Bottle.
Really? Because I mean, it's why Taylor, his cans, why have they been trending to being the standard in 2020?
Off the knowledge on Taylor.
Okay, so the best vessel for beer is a keg. That is the best. A keg of beer is the best way for to consume it. So what's our second best? It's a can. Why? This is a mini keg. This is just a mini keg. No air, no light is going to get to this beer if it's properly sealed up. The cans lighter is so easier, lighter freight, so cheaper to ship, easier to handle. You can stack more of it up, stacks better. In a case like in my cold box, I can put one case of bottles, or I could stack 2 cases of cans. So now it's better there. I don't have to fill it up as much. I can sell more of it. You can recycle aluminum very easily. So yeah, it's the perfect vessel for beer.
Okay. So once again, I will say that when I go to a watering hole, where they're familiar with me, when I order, they hand me a frozen glass, but I take that back. Like when, Budweiser started the slender cans. Like I went to an Ole Miss game one time and had like 12 beers out in that outfield, and every one of them were just so solid and cold. So I said bottle just because I guess I'm used to it.
No. And I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's just like, cans definitely are it's obviously it's a newer thing, and I think some people still think with the aluminum and like the glass, it's better to be in the glass, but science has come a long way. We have a kind of a water-based solution on the inside of the cans, protects the beer, all that nerdy fun stuff. But yeah, and I think it's just the accessibility too. Just being able to kind of, you can bring a can of beer kind of anywhere, but you can't really bring a bottle of beer anywhere. I think that's the other benefit too.
Right.
Yeah.
Kevin,
portability. Yes.
Kevin, can we go back to the high-low?
Yeah. You want to look at it again?
Yeah, because Taylor told Garrett, "I'm sorry, this was not my idea. This is not my idea." Now put it. All right.
Hold on.
Now, as soon as you showed it,
hope you don't have anything bad on there, Kevin.
Yeah, I was about to say, you all right there? Because as soon as you showed it, Garrett got up, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And now I know what highlight is, but I saw the picture of the highlight woman or player, and I thought it was J-Lo at first, as in Jennifer Lopez.
Wait, so you think the picture of so for Jennifer Lopez, so it's so it kind of look like J-Lo,
right?
Could be the beer because of High Lie. Yeah.
Okay, so
J-Lo.
So West Memphis Made's second beer that they're making is the J-Lo.
Because I wasn't even paying attention that it was a highlight player until Taylor said something about
Garrett. Garrett, I personally want to invest in this brewery. I hope you're along with me.
It could be the spinoff. She could just be like a tap room. Like everybody's Memphis Made. They got their plans. I know eventually Memphis Made's going to open up in whatever that. What is that called? It's not the Edge District. Is it the Edge District?
The old Wonder Bread factory.
Yeah. Just keep going further west. Just open it up. Go across the bridge next to Ponchos.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
That's your first exit. And Garrett, I thought you got up and made yourself. That's a lot clearer of a liquid in that glass. I thought, yeah, that looks like a J-Lo beer right there. Yep.
Yeah.
I had to go indulge into the hard seltzer.
Right.
And it may not be the fun lime seltzer. It may be a different variety because we may be coming out with a couple varieties of fun.
Is lime the only one? Because like I said, that I did have that a couple of times this summer.
Yeah, lime is the only one available right now to the public. We are toying around with some different. Everyone likes variety, So we're kind of testing some ourselves. AKA, we're all sitting up here, 6 feet apart, drinking 6 to 12 different versions of fun every single day. Hard work.
Hard work.
It takes a lot of passion.
Does.
Yeah, but we did at the virtual Memphis Beer Fest a couple of weeks ago. We did have what would be the second type that they've ever made up there. Memphis Made the pineapple mango 10%, very limited edition, exclusive for the festival seltzer, and it was good. I mean, it was good stuff. I can't wait to try the different flavors because I'm like pineapple mango. Those are two of my favorites for smoothies and other tropical cocktails, and they work for seltzers.
One of my favorite things is after the festival was done. Obviously, me and Taylor are together. We are quarantine buddies. We get jacked together. But afterward, we cut the camera off, and then we stand up watching football. And he kind of looks at me and goes, "I think I'm kind of drunk." I was like, that's not anything I normally hear from him, Memphis Water guy. And he, yeah, I think the Super Mega Fun did it to me. And sure enough, he had to drink some water and hang out for a little bit.
Dude, well, because like you said, at that point we had 7 different beers, and I was thirsty. It's like we'd eaten some food, and I'm like, man, I'm like thirsty at this point. And we start drinking that seltzer, and it's just delicious, fruity, mango-y, pineapple-y, delicious water with some bubbles. And I'm like, man, this is really, and yeah, man. It got me. I did revisit it like a week later and had another one, and got me again. It got me again. I just was like, I knew better. Got me again.
It'll sneak up on you. It was good. When we were putting together, trying to figure out, well, what's the right lineup for that festival? That was the right closer, because that was the one that shut it down for a lot of folks.
Real quick for Jarman. Yes. Do you think that West Memphis Made Brewing Company will put the back door in West Memphis out of business? As someone from Arkansas, kind of, I frequented the back door quite a few.
Yes, you need to go to the 48th. That's over by the VFW, by the Riverside Speedway, a place I've never been in my life, which I shock a lot of people. But I'm all about this J-Lo. What are some other entertainers that have nicknames? I'm drawing a blank because, like I said, I took a 2-hour nap. So,
entertainers with nicknames,
like J-Lo.
Well, you could do a spinoff of the J-Lo, and you could do the Benifer.
Right.
Where you add something. You're adding something to the beer, right?
No. Benifer would make me be an arrogant a-hole like Ben. That's what that would be.
No Ben Affleck.
Hot takes happening.
And I'd start talking like this. Jesus.
Did you watch his move? Did you watch Ben's movie, the new one, the Way Back? It's on HBO. Have you watched that?
No, I would much rather watch him behind the scenes. All of his directed movies are great. Even though I love The Town. The Town was great, but everything else he does behind the camera is great. But he has to be seen.
You could do a whole series on Puff Daddy, because he's had about 12 different names.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I like that.
That is a good idea.
Whole progression of things there.
Or the beer formerly known as West Memphis.
See, look, Jarman, you're welcome. We're writing you a business plan right now, and we're doing it for free right here. We're just giving this away right now. So,
right.
Well, I think we have, because like if we offer anything else, we got to send them an invoice for this.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. So we'll be back here next week. Jarman, you're waking up at 3:30.
Right.
That seems early to be on the radio at 6.
Well, a lot of times, these show prep things don't come out till like 4 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to get
it's Kevin. It sounds a lot like Monday Night Raw. That's what it sounds like.
Well, yeah.
You show up 30 minutes before, and you're like, "Oh, hey, that whole thing we're going to talk about. We're not talking about any of that here. We're going to talk about this." And you're like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Kevin, they're professionals, so they actually have scripts and they like set things up prior and stuff like that.
Yeah, David Letterman and Jay Leno, they didn't jump out of the bed and go, "Hey, I got all these jokes. Let's go." No, they have people. Hey, what about Jarlicious?
Jarlicious we're gonna name all jar beers Jarlicious.
Jarcotics, Jarlicious. Where am I going with this? Would Jarcotics be legal, Garrett?
Yeah, you can only go up from here, honestly.
Hey, real quick, I appreciate Cash Saver Taylor and you guys, Garrett. Our radiothon is coming up next Friday. And go to radiothonmemphis.com or 981themax.com. It's a different way. We've never done it like this before. So thank you guys for helping us out with this beer. No matter what you can give, you can just easily go to the liquor store or Cash Saver. My bad. That's where I'm used to going.
Hey, if you can come to Cash Saver High Point, great. But hey, go buy the beer. Go buy it from Memphis Made. Go up to the tap room, buy it from them.
And go see Miss Courtney.
And then we got where is Miss Courtney at?
At a tap room? Was I wrong there?
Miss Courtney, Garrett, is Miss Courtney there right now? Garrett's there right now. What? The tap room is closed. But
tap room
anyway, Garrett, so Memphis Made, will there be another canned seasonal before Christmas?
Yeah, so hopefully by the beginning of not this next week, but the week after, we'll have Huggy Bear in cans, the first time ever. Huggy Bear is our brown ale with honey. It's one of Adam, our head brewer's his favorite recipes to make. It is one of my favorite beers. I love fall time because I love malty beers. I know the trend is IPAs, sours, etc. But the maltier the better to me. And I'm super excited to have it in cans. So we'll have that, and we'll have a couple fun other things. We've got the Judge, which is our vanilla chocolate porter. That'll
So
be our
good.
seasonal, available for a couple months.
It's gonna be in can. It's gonna be in can.
First time it's available in cans, yeah. The pandemic really made us realize we should probably just can everything we make. It is the best way to make money and get it to the people, because not everyone feels safe going to a bar right now, which is understandable. If you do, you should come by the tap room and see us. If you come by, I'll tell you what fun means, and I'll tell you about cat.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Why don't I know what catnap is? I should.
Kevin, we'll talk about it later, Kevin. We'll hop on a different.
I'm gonna stop by the tap room and find out. Well, that's awesome, Judge. I speak for experience. Like, that was fantastic. I believe it made its debut last year. Am I correct on this, Garrett? And the buzz around the tap room, because at the time y'all had dropped like a couple of different beers involving chocolate and things like that, and the Judge was so popular. Like, it was so popular. So I'm looking forward to grabbing that in can. Maybe we'll taste it here on the show coming up. Real fast, as I share my desktop again, here's what we've got coming up here with Cerrito Entertainment. Tomorrow, we're going to play Where in the World is Kevin Cerrito? We're playing that at 6 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be done before the debate. If you want to watch and win along at your house, you can do that. We'll be giving away prizes. It's a fun new game show where I travel around the world, and you just got to figure out where I am at. We're giving away passes to the Indie Memphis Film Festival, which started today. On Saturdays, the Indie Memphis Film Festival is actually still happening. It's happening partially at the drive-in, where we will be on Saturday, all thanks to Cash Saver, a cost plus food outlet. Cash Saver, the presenting sponsor of Cerrito Trivia at the drive-in. We're there on Saturday nights now. Hocus Pocus Trivia this week, and then on Halloween the week after. Halloween night is a Saturday night. If you're looking for something safe and fun to do on Halloween night, we'll be playing trivia, trick or trivia. On Halloween night, plus they'll have they promised me there'll be some scary movies playing, but this weekend there's Borat debuts, and we all have heard about some very interesting scenes in that motion picture. And I believe we're having a Borat costume contest as well on Saturday, but come see Borat on the big screen. Yeah, you heard that right. We've got a virtual costume contest. Speaking of costume contests, coming up as well. You can get information at CerritoEntertainment.com before Halloween. Become a patron by going to patreon.com/Cerrito. Before I jumped on this, we had our patron-only game tonight, Disney Trivia Battle Royal. Check out all the benefits of becoming a patron at patreon.com/Cerrito. You can go to CerritoEntertainment.com and just click on the link. That's what we've got coming up. Taylor, what do we have coming up at Cash Saver? What is on the lineup? Are there other beers besides this? Of course, this has got to be your six-pack you pick up. Any other new arrivals this week?
Beale Street Brewing's Space Age Sippin' is back in stock, and they also have another beer coming out in a couple of weeks that I'm very excited about. Don't want to say anything to it yet, but it's